time, weather, and
Audio Jungle.
Welcome to my channel today. Actually, this has been a very difficult video for me to get out here in the world because the way the world is going with silver and the war and the food shortages and the stock market, it's like one big ball of shit. And what I mean by that is it's like the whole world is conspiring against the middle class. And I am definitely the middle class. I keep stacking silver and I keep buying mining stocks, and everything just keeps going down in value. It's like a tsunami is coming in, and we're watching the waves go out, the current being pulled out, and it can actually get quite depressing. And I can imagine all of the husbands out there that are trying to rationalize this to their spouse who doesn't really get it, doesn't understand history, or doesn't want to take the time to look at history because they're too busy trying to get through the day. And as a silver stacker and somebody who is preparing, I guess everybody is called a prepper to some degree. And I think the best analogy I ever heard of being a prepper was how many days you prep for. If you think the world is going to be peaches and roses, then you probably prep for a few days, just so you don't have to go to the store more than once. But if you start to see the writing on the wall and you see the way things are going with shutdowns, food processing plants burning to the ground, trucking issues, fuel shortages, you really have to be careful because depression can and will set in. And with that depression, you start getting self-doubt. And the purpose of this video is to share with you that your feelings of depression, if you have them, of sadness because it's not happening, quote unquote. And the reason why I say that is because you have to realize that you have to be careful what you're asking for. Because if this happens the way I believe it's going to happen, you're going to be living in a world of shit coming up here in the not too distant future. It could be a few months, could be 6 months, could be a year, could be longer. Who knows? I don't have a crystal ball, but I do know, in my humble opinion, that despite all of the bullshit that we see in the news, and I do mean bullshit, it's all distraction, it's all static. I personally have turned off all of the news channels. I personally do not care about politics anymore. I personally don't even care who's running the White House. And the reason why I say that is because right now, I'm hunkered down because incoming is the only way to describe it. And if you were ever in the Marine Corps or military, you understand what I mean by incoming. And they're landing all around us. And as we prepare, it just seems like we're getting our butts kicked even more and more. And what I want to get the point across here today is you're not alone in the feelings of maybe you're sad because the silver price isn't going up, but be careful what you ask for, because when the silver price goes up, you will not be able to afford it anymore, most likely, at least definitely not at the bargains that you're getting now. And food shortages, they're coming. Fuel shortages, they're coming. And I feel like I'm just getting beat up day after day after day in the market, watching everything. But then I just have to sit back and kind of smile and look at the silver stack. Been doing it for about a year and a half. and the silver piles up. Few ounces here, few ounces there. And no matter what happens, the security is there. Having silver under my own control definitely gives breathing room. So if you're fighting with your spouse over this, I would suggest you take out an ounce of silver with her and go to a coin store and exchange it for cash and show her how easy it is. Personally, despite the price of silver going down constantly since the day I bought it, and personally, mining stocks, every one of them is depressed, and personally, having lost thousands of dollars in money that you don't really lose until you sell it, it's easy to get depressed and lose sight of what is coming. And what is coming, in Old Fat Marine's opinion, is going to be the largest transfer of wealth in human history. And if you are not prepared for it, it's going to suck, because they have to squeeze the middle class to get what they want. And who's they and what do they want? Well, they are the banking system. They are the bankers. They are the Federal Reserve. You are nothing. And on the outset, that can be depressing. But if you got silver or gold, then you have prepared. Don't get depressed, don't give up, and don't argue with your spouse. Get on board, discuss it, prepare. And I do not have a crystal ball. I cannot see what is coming, but I do know what has been. And history tells us we're in for a doozy this time. And when it hits, it won't matter how much money, quote unquote, you lost in the stock market. It's not going to matter anything other than what you have when you bring it to the table. And when you come to the table, all the stores could be closed. So just think about that. As this shift to a new world reserve currency happens right before our eyes, and the United States of America is dethroned as the world reserve currency, there are things that are going to happen in your life that you don't even possibly could expect right now, because it's that big of an event. So don't get depressed. Fight the depression. Get up. Do something. I make this little video on these channels to help me get the word out, because if I'm the one feeling like this, then I'm not alone. And that's the whole premise for this YouTube channel and this website that I have, oldfatmarine.com. It's to help myself and help thousands of others realize that what is happening in the world today is not natural. What is happening is purely a business cycle caused by the existence of the Federal Reserve. And if you doubt that, then you don't know history. Because what is coming doesn't matter when, but if I'm alive, which I probably will be, it's going to be massive. And when it hits, you can only bring to the table what you have. It's all a choice. Prepare now. Push through the depression. Push through the sadness. Push through the failure. And have patience. Patience is not a virtue in today's society. Patience is something that has to be practiced. We're about to witness the greatest economic event in our lifetimes, definitely. So don't come to the table empty-handed. Don't listen to the naysayers. Make it happen in your world. And don't look back, because there's nothing back there for you. It's only in the future. Stack. Keep stacking. And then stack some more. If the stocks are down, don't sell them. Buy more. When I say stocks, I mean mining stocks. But just don't go out and buy silly mining stocks. That's a whole nother section. I just want to help myself. I want to help others realize that what is happening right now is a controlled meltdown and a rebirth into a new financial system. And when Russia, China, and the U.S. really get it on, you better be ready. Remember Taiwan? Semper Fi.
Financing systems and services in place to protect and invest in people. They, their countries, and our planet will flourish. It's time to invest in a brighter future.
Time, weather, and...